Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of It's About Time. You guys know me. I'm not even giving myself an introduction. You know this guy too. Welcome back to another more beautiful day than yesterday here at
Part 2 of
Jersey
Q&A.
Shore. We're at Pier Village in Long Branch.
That's right.
Actually today is a
Picturesque
perfect day.
I'd say the temperature is about 81 degrees with
a little bit of
skies
wind, perfect breeze,
and about a 5-mile-an-hour wind gust.
give or take.
But anyway, part 2 of Q&A.
I guess what we'll do is, I'm not going to even take this off my wrist. My handy-dandy Orient Monarch is what's on the wrist today. I'm not even taking off the wrist. You guys have seen it before. It's the most amazing watch in the world.
Forum Admiral, same thing as yesterday. If you watched part 1, this is part 2 of Q&A. So, again, Forum Admiral, you've seen it before as well. Let's go right into the Q&A section of yesterday. We had emails that we had coming into us. Today, we actually have live people who are going to ask us questions about watches in general. Could be any questions. And let's bring in our first guest. Ashley, come on over here. Like a talk show.
How you doing?
Doing well. How are you guys?
By the way, how many hours did it take you to get down here?
About 3. It's 40 minutes away.
Oh,
Yeah, good stuff.
That's how nice of a day it is over there at Long Branch, New Jersey.
Well, by the way, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a guest, whatever.
What's on the wrist?
I like that. Tell us what time it is.
Absolutely nothing.
So this is actually my question. It's right into my question. So I don't actually like anything on my wrist.
Sure.
Or
You guys are going live.
Oh, thanks.
You are live
For
on
Facebook Live people, welcome to
It's About
Q&A
Time.
part 2 of It's About Time. Okay, back to your question, Ashley.
so I actually don't wear anything on my wrist. So I was going to say, for somebody like myself who's very dependent on my cell phone for my watch all the time, why would you recommend that I consider a watch?
Why would you recommend it?
Yeah. Why would you guys recommend that I consider a watch?
That's a good question.
This is the argument that I have. So I'm going to answer it first, and then you answer it. Jared Sharpe is live now. So, alright. So, I was having a discussion with a coworker. He doesn't wear a watch either. So, he goes to me like, yeah, it's comfortable, whatever it is, and why wear a watch when I can just take it in my pocket for my cell phone? So, I did a little scenario with him. So, I'm standing there, and he's standing there. So, I'm like, his name is Billy. I'm like, Billy. That's really his name. What time is it? So I went like this. I'm like, oh, I see. And he goes, I go, don't worry about it. I already got it. He goes, oh, no. It's this time. I said, no, it's not. To dig into your pocket, to put something on your wrist. But it's also for men and women. I'll say more for men, but for women too. It could be a fashion accessory. So I would say for those two reasons, that's about it. Sure.
A lot of things today, when it comes to watches, people think they're outdated because they're either looked as a fashion accessory or they're too bulky or too heavy. The problem with that is if you want to use your phone or you want to use a Fitbit, you have to keep recharging. Okay, you're not always going to have your phone with you. Okay, especially women. Women don't carry their phone on their pockets like guys do. You always have their phone clip on their pockets. Women don't do that. They have a purse. So you have to dig into your purse, fumble around, try to get the time to see if you can find the phone. If the phone's on, if the phone's not dead, okay. The Fitbit only lasts for a day. We've been through this discussion before. A lot of people like wearing their Fitbits for tracking information, steps, and everything else like that. Okay, that's fair enough. But if you forget to recharge it one night, you try to get it on and it's dead. The biggest problem with today's technology is it always has to be recharged.
Actually, the cool thing is that one of the watches that I'm looking at is called a Powermatic Medium. So if you set it down, Friday, whatever it is, you could wait 3 days and then another third of the day, and it's still going to be running. Let's say you forget to put it on or whatever.
And there are hand winds that run up to 10 days, where you just wind it 10 days, you're good for it, okay? But even battery watches last anywhere between 8 months to 2 to 3 years, I'd say, for most batteries these days. Okay, so you really don't have to worry about is it charged, because that's the day and age we live in. Is it charged? Is it charged? Is it charged? Batteries, rechargers, charging stations, everything, docking stations, all this crap with computers and everything else.
By the way, you don't need a charger for an automatic watch. You just need you.
The beauty of it is there is nothing electronic going on in an automatic watch. It's all handmade moving parts, like what today's schedule has been. So that's why we like to pretty much refer to. That's probably our main reason on why to have a watch, because you never, especially if it's automatic, have to worry about charging it.
And it will last you a lifetime with the right sort of
Absolutely.
enforcement.
So my follow-up question.
Did we answer your first
You
question?
did. You did. I have a couple of counter arguments to that because my phone happens to be my purse. And I'll show you actually when I exit the stage here. in a
Sure,
second.
how did you guess?
But, okay, so the follow-up question is, if I were to pick a watch by the weight, what is the second quality that you would recommend I look for?
By the weight?
Yeah, so if I'm interested in an extremely light watch, and that's really what I'm
Oh,
looking for.
yeah. You know, I'm going to let you answer this because I have one in mind.
I do too. I don't know if it's the same one that you have.
No, I'm going to let you answer it.
Okay.
Do you have a budget or just lightweight?
I don't think somebody like myself, as inexperienced in the watch purchasing,
Okay.
would spend more than probably $200.
Oh, you know what?
Fair enough. I know exactly where I'm going with this. Okay. All you have to do is look on my wife's wrist. That's exactly where I would go. Okay. It's lightweight because a lot of women when they wear watches they don't want something heavy. Okay. They already have heavy bangle bracelets or everything else like my wife does. She doesn't want something heavy. Okay. So what I would go with is Skagen. Skagen is known
I'm not
for...
going with a particular brand. I'm going more with material. I'm going to blow your mind on that.
Okay. But can we get a zoom in on the watch?
You have to actually,
really nice.
yes, you got to zoom
Yes.
in on that bit. That,
Yes.
okay, has a mesh band, which is extremely lightweight, okay? They have a variety of different designs, and it has an adjustable strap, so you don't have to go remove links. So what's good about Skagen is under $100,
Yep.
okay, so it fits everybody's budget. It's got the removable strap, and it's extremely lightweight. She doesn't take it off at all. The only time she wants to take it off is she doesn't want to take it around the shower, which most people don't, which is fine. But they do have Skagens that can go in the shower and underwater too. Okay, but it's very lightweight, very inexpensive, and a lot of women wear them because they don't like feeling anything heavy on their wrist. They don't want to know it's there. They just want to do this, see the time. They don't care if it's quartz, battery, or automatic. Most are battery, so maybe change the battery once every 1-2 years.
Well, there's actually
Like
a reason
maintenance?
why they don't create as many women mechanical watches as they do men. There's a reason for it. We're not going to get into it now, but we'll do that in another
Interesting.
episode. All right, so I'm going
Hold on, hold on. We have a live I guess
question.
something for you guys.
Yeah, we got a live
Hold
question.
on,
We're
a
gonna
counselor of
pause.
mine from Tawanda is
Yeah.
watching,
Oh,
all the
good.
way from England.
Oh, hello there. What's
And
her name?
Hello,
her
Governor.
name is Claire.
Claire,
I
hi,
haven't seen
Claire.
her in years, and she said her, I guess, boyfriend wants to get a Rolex.
Okay.
Any advice?
I'm gonna let Drew take that one. Actually, I'm gonna tell you. By the way, we're gonna go to that question in a second.
Yeah.
Carbon fiber is the lightest, one of the lightest materials you can get. I would suggest, like Luminox is one of the brands that does it great for budget too. I would suggest one of those for you. And it's even more lightweight than that.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much,
It's a
Ashley,
pleasure.
for joining
It's
us.
a pleasure. Thanks so much.
What was her name again?
Claire.
Claire. Her
Claire.
name is Claire. She's all the way from England. Hi, Claire. I miss you. If you're still watching.
I'm
Hello,
sure she
Claire.
is.
She's all the way from England, and she said her boyfriend's getting a Rolex. Do you have any advice for her?
Drew, go ahead.
Okay, what type of Rolex is he looking at, Claire? Because you have to define these into departments here. Does he want the Submariner? Does he want the Datejust? Or does he want something different?
Throw one out there for him as pretend it's a beginner.
If it's a beginner watch, most beginners for Rolex go with the Datejust. Okay, that is the most common Rolex around. And as we've seen on previous episodes, if you go to us on YouTube, we've touched on Rolex before. And the best way to get them is to actually go through eBay. Okay, you never want to buy one retail. You're going to waste a lot of money.
It's going to be like 7, 8 grand retail.
You get them used, okay, get them pre-owned, and it depends what you want. Do you want gold in it? Do you want stainless steel? There's a variety of things with Rolex.
Just in terms
If
of
you
model,
wanted your
the Datejust
absolute
is
basic Datejust steel Rolex, you go to eBay, you can get one for anywhere between $1,800 and $2,400 on eBay, okay?
Good price.
Which is not going to cost you an arm and a leg, okay? If you wanted one new, they still have them on eBay. They do
5, 6.
You're looking at 5-6 grand, but the difference in them is minimal. I go pre-owned with Rolex because you got to remember with Rolex, half of it is sticker price. You're paying an upcharge for no reason. Okay,
It's going
because
to take longer for the value.
as soon as that watch is worn once, it loses $3,000–4,000 off the actual value, and then it levels out. Okay, so most things, once they're pre-owned, they level out off the initial hit. Like buying a car. As soon as you drive it off the lot, you just lost $4 grand. Rolexes and watches, same thing. Okay, you're going to lose the initial
before
hit.
you get one, do your research. Make sure you get the right one. Just don't, make sure it's the right one. Do some research. If you ever need help, we can help you out with
Right.
that.
But I like your thought pattern. Tell him I like his thought pattern because Rolex is the only brand that appreciates in value. It doesn't depreciate. So in time, he's going to recoup his investment. But if you buy it used, you're not going to lose anything in the beginning. You're just going to make money. So that is my biggest thing. No matter what Rolex he wants, go to eBay, buy it pre-owned, and make sure you get it at a good price. Okay? So, Dave, I think you had a question for us, did you?
Yes, I did.
Go ahead, shoot.
Welcome back, Dave.
Thank you.
So happy to have you again.
The question was, is there a watch that you regret buying?
Oh, that was a question for you because I already answered it.
Answer it again for the people who didn't see.
All right, so for me, it was the Fortis Cosmonautis. It was just almost like $2 grand, 1900. I ended up reselling it. It was too big. It was not a good buy. And of course, we did mention this, and I'll say it too because I had one. The Longines. It was the Hydro Conquest on the quartz. It ran slow right off the bat. It was just such a poor quality watch. So I'm gonna add that one into that.
I have to agree with you on the brand. Unfortunately, Longines is going to be the biggest loser today.
By the way, there's a party going on down there. I want to go check it out.
Big Johnson, you better.
Big Johnson.
So, but basically, Longines was actually my worst buy too. And I was just telling you guys about Rolex. I made the same mistake with Longines. I bought it new. That's how I know never buy things new if you're dealing with a luxury watch. I had to buy it new. It was a Longines triple date retrograde. And unfortunately, I bought it for around $2,700. As soon as I wore it once, price dropped to $1,800. Ended up didn't liking it, lost $900 on the purchase.
I'm going to interject with just one thing, okay? There's one benefit to buying a watch brand new from a retailer. There's one benefit to it.
Warranty.
Well, yes, but no. If you don't get it directly from a retailer and you want to send it back to the manufacturer, sometimes they don't even take those watches. Now, do you need genuine, like, Breitling or Rolex, whatever it is, parts? Not necessarily. Technically speaking, though, if you did get it serviced and you put those parts back into it, it will last you a little bit longer usually because you're putting their parts in. It's ideal for the watch. You don't need to do it, but when you do buy it from an authorized retailer, you can send it back to the manufacturer. Now, out of the warranty period, it only lasts 2 years. You're still going to have to pay for the parts, but they'll still accept it back because you still have the warranty card. You could still get the genuine parts for it. It's kind of like with, any sort of car. Like you get a Honda. If you get other parts for it, you could do that. Would it still run this good? Yeah, for the most part. But if you want to get genuine parts, you have to get it from Honda or whatever.
It's true.
That's the only
but
thing I would say.
But on the terms of liking it or not liking a watch, you'll know if you like a watch or not like a watch within the first month. Okay, after you wear it a bit. I found out it was too big for my wrist, it didn't work, I didn't like the way it ran. Okay, I even sent it back to get repaired because I thought it was the actual watch that was the problem. No, it's just the model that ran that way. So even after I sent it back through the warranty, I realized it wasn't for me. But at that point, I had already taken the hit. Because I bought it new, and I already lost $900 on the purchase.
But the good news is this, right? Even though you do take a hit, compared to other things, at least you do, even if you retain 40% to 60% value,
it's better than zero.
Exactly.
I mean, if you smoke 8 billion packs a year, you're going to get nothing out of it. Nobody wants a dead cigarette butt. But at least if you buy a watch, it has value, okay? And the Rolex is really the only one that'll increase in value over time.
That'll at least hold.
Holds
really
increase.
Hold pretty well.
Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
But outside of that, no. So yes, Dave, the answer to your question is, unfortunately, both of us, we both agreed on the same brand there. Not a bad brand, but they were our biggest regrets. Not the quality we wanted from Longines.
No.
Okay? Does anybody else have a question that is here? Ashley, any more questions for you?
No, but I wanted to show you.
Please.
Show and tell.
After this, we're going to go get lunch, by the way. If you guys want to join, feel free.
Wallet, everything. So if I lose this, I'm messed up.
That's a
But
problem.
your responses were really good, so I appreciate it.
Well, that's what we do. That's what we do. Okay, so wait, do you have any questions for me?
I have any questions for you? No, I think we answered them all the other night when we had 3 hours. I asked you what your perfect watch was.
Yeah, I said the FP Journe with the Havana Brown dial. It's got a 120-hour power reserve, which is 5 days. Has a moon phase, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but they really fit into the watch well. Small seconds, and I'm trying to think what else that it had. It had a nice big date on it, which was great. The nice sword hands, which went out to the miniature. An absolutely beautiful sewing watch. You don't normally see watches with brown dials, and this one's a Havana dial. And normally I don't wear watches with brown leather straps, whatever it is. I would absolutely wear this. It's just such a perfect, you could wear it as an everyday or especially on vacation.
And the question I get most from people is there a watch, when people have collections, is there a watch you'd rather wear every day for the rest of your life, or do you enjoy having different watches in your collection? Because everybody knows I have around 28 watches.
That's it?
Some people's collections are bigger, some are smaller. People are like, is it just better for one watch or is it better to have a collection? It's all a matter of preference. It's all a matter, to me, I used to wear one watch every day of my life when I was a teenager into my early 20s. I can't do that anymore because, number one, I have all these watches, but they're all for different functions. I can never find a watch that has every function that I want in it. It's almost impossible because there are so many functions out there. You can't get every color you want in a watch either. Sometimes I want blue, sometimes I want gold, sometimes I want black. I can't. So stop trying. If you're always trying to get the one perfect watch, yes, you're never going to find it because you're always your mind's going to change based on the occasion. If I want to go to sports, I want to wear a Rado. If I want to go to dress, I want to go to Rolex. I have a different watch in mind. Just like girls can't wear the same dress for every occasion, a guy can't wear the same watch for every occasion because it doesn't go. They're all meant for different things, so it's not bad to have a collection. Don't look at it as, oh, one watch is going to solve all your problems. It's not, because a year from now, your taste may change, something new may come out.
I'm going to just say this, just do what makes you happy.
Yep.
If you want a lot of
Hold
watches,
on.
if you don't want a lot
We
of
have a
watches.
question.
Hold on, I got another question before we leave.
My counselor's boyfriend said, how do you avoid a counterfeit?
How do you avoid a counterfeit?
Oh, we had this episode.
You'd have to go to a watchmaker. A lot of stores won't even do this. You have to go to a watchmaker and verify the serial number, or you go back to the manufacturer and do that, but a lot of times you have to pay money.
Clarify the question. Where's the counterfeit coming from? Online?
No, just getting the watch and it's technically a counterfeit.
How do you know? Yes.
Well,
theoretically, if you got
price
the
too.
watch online or from a certain site,
Price.
the only way to know if it's counterfeit is to open it up. Now, whether you do
Oh,
it
if you're
yourself-
buying it online.
If you're buying it
Yeah.
online, okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
If you're buying it online.
if you also get it for a really, really cheap price, chances are it's not going to be real, depending on the kind of watch you get.
Yeah, guys, if you think you just bought the deal of the century,
Like
a Rolex for 200 bucks,
yeah, I was just going to say $150 or $200. It is not real.
we're smoking some good weed.
It's not
so,
real.
but outside of that, you pretty much
Actually, no. With Rolex, what you're going to have to do, besides opening it up, you could also take off the band. A lot of vintage Rolex,
They have the serial numbers inside
They have
the
serial
band.
numbers on the edge of the band, but you'd have to verify that it's a complicated process that takes time. You may have to leave your watch for a while. You're probably going to have to pay money to get it authenticated.
any watchmaker is going to say open it up.
Yeah,
because
you're gonna
opening it up, that's when you can tell the Chinese parts from the Swiss parts.
That's true.
Especially if it's Rolex or other. I mean, you can tell right away if it's fake, if it's Rolex, and if you're buying a gold Rolex and it's gold plated. Rolex does not make gold plated watches. Okay, so there are some brands you can tell right off the bat. There are other brands where it's a lot tougher. Okay, so you're going to have to bring it to any
Do I hear that music? You hear that thing going?
dealership,
Oh, what?
any watchmaker,
Yeah.
and they'll be able to
Sorry, I can't
verify
off the
it for you. But that's really the only
That's
way
the speaker's
you're going to be able
pumping.
to, because the counterfeits are so good these days. You have to have somebody
You have to
professional
open
it up.
Yep.
And that's the only way you're going to have peace of mind, because the worst thing is I actually had 2 watches in my collection. I didn't find out were counterfeit till 8 months later. They were so good. Even my watchmaker opened it up, and he couldn't tell, and I had to actually do research on it. So every, like 1% of watches will get by the actual watchmaker, but 99% they'll be able to tell right off the bat.
Hi, Ashley. I'm with you at Long Branch. How are you? I got a notification.
Oh, did you?
This is what happens when we're live, people. This is what happens.
This is what happens. You get questions. So, but we did have how to tell a counterfeit on one of our previous episodes. Take a look at that.
Absolutely.
It's about time on YouTube as well. We have an whole episode on
One
that
of our
as well.
first 5 episodes.
I think it was 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But outside of that, Thank you, everybody. Now there's no more questions.
Guys, listen, thank you so much. We're going to go get some lunch right now. We're sorry you can't be here with us. I mean, this is kind of sucks.
Why don't you show them your shirt?
Oh, yeah,
No,
here.
that's not for Facebook Live. There might be children.
Here, take a look.
It doesn't matter. It's
It doesn't matter here.
okay. Let's end on
Show
this.
it. Doesn't matter.
Okay, it's a big Johnson
It's
T-shirt.
good. I was wearing
Okay,
another one yesterday. We showed
he
it.
is
so.
sporting the snowmobiles, and it
I run a
says,
snowmobile company besides a construction.
"Yeah, ride them long and hard, leave them wet and slushy."
That's what you
Okay.
do with snowmobiles.
So that's he also dabbles in hardware, snowmobiles, and
I
poker.
got it.
That's true.
Okay. But outside of that, again, thanks everybody for joining us on another episode of
We're
About
going
Time.
to see you guys again
You're very
tomorrow.
welcome.
We can't wait, all right? So don't forget, write us emails. We're going to do some more Facebook Live, so you guys will have a chance to tune in.
Yeah, this was
and
fun.